Some kinds of loneliness do not arrive loudly. They begin quietly, like a soft shift in the air you cannot fully name. They begin with awareness, a gentle knowing that the room you are standing in is not the same room everyone else is experiencing. You have felt that, haven't you? That strange distance between your body and your heart. That quiet disconnection between your presence and your place. It is not dramatic. It is not loud. It is not the kind of loneliness people write movies about. It is smaller, gentler, more private. It is the loneliness made of details too subtle for most people to notice. You notice the tone in a friend's voice before they realize they are upset. You hear hesitation hidden inside someone's perfectly casual, "I'm fine." You sense the fracture beneath a smile that almost reaches the eyes, but not quite. Because you feel all of that, you also feel the space between people. You feel the conversations that almost connect, but never quite land. You feel the affection that almost reaches you, but stops just a few inches short. You feel laughter that fills the room, yet somehow never touches your heart. This kind of loneliness is not the absence of people. It is the absence of resonance. It is the ache of being unmet, unseen, unfelt. You have been the one who listens deeply, who cares sincerely, who notices the details that slip through everyone else's hands. There is beauty in that. But also weight. Because when you are built to feel connection on a deeper frequency, you also notice when people do not meet you there. You notice the friend who talks to you but never opens up. You notice the partner who desires comfort but cannot offer their own. You notice the family member who loves you in the only way they know how, even if that way never quite reaches you. And you carry that awareness quietly, respectfully, gently, even when it hurts. Growing up, you learned early that emotional responsibility would fall into your hands more often than not. You may have been the child who comforted adults even when you needed comforting. You may have been the teen who understood conflict long before you had the words to explain what you saw. You may have been the friend who became the safe place even when you did not feel safe yourself. And over the years, that emotional awareness became both armor and burden. You survived moments that could have shattered you, not because they did not hurt, but because you felt them so deeply that you learned to make sense of them. You learned to read people like chapters in a book. You learned to sense disappointment before it reached your door. You learned to anticipate rejection before anyone spoke a word. You learned to protect your heart not by closing it, but by understanding it. But even strength can feel lonely, especially when your strength is your sensitivity. There are days when you sit in a room full of people and feel completely disconnected from it all, not because you do not belong, but because you are experiencing the moment through a deeper lens than anyone around you. You hear what others do not hear. You feel what others do not feel. You understand what others overlook. And sometimes that understanding makes you feel like a guest in your own life. There are moments when you wish you could feel things a little less intensely, just enough to move through the world without carrying so much emotional weight, just enough to breathe without thinking so deeply about every inhale. But the truth is, you do not actually want less feeling. You want matching feeling. You want mirrored depth. You want reciprocal connection. And that longing is not weakness. It is simply your heart recognizing its own depth and asking for someone who can meet it there. You have always known you're different, not in a way that separates you, but in a way that deepens you. And that depth has shaped your life in ways you rarely speak about. It has shaped the friends you choose. It has shaped the relationships you keep. It has shaped the dreams you chase and the ones you release. It has shaped the way you show up and the way you quietly withdraw. It has shaped how much you give, even when you silently hope someone will finally give to you. Your loneliness has taught you things, quiet things, subtle things, things you carry in the softest parts of your heart. It has taught you how to sit with your own thoughts without running from them, how to understand your emotions instead of burying them, how to listen to your heart even when the world feels too loud to hear anything clearly. It has taught you how to survive silence, not with fear, but with introspection. It has taught you how to be your own comfort when comfort was nowhere to be found. But loneliness has also taught you what not to settle for. You have learned that shallow conversations starve your soul. You have learned that forced friendships slowly dim your light. You have learned that relationships built on convenience can never give you the depth you quietly crave. You have learned that pretending to be okay for the sake of others only pushes you deeper into emotional isolation. You have learned that staying around people who do not truly see you is far lonelier than being by yourself. And somewhere along the way, you realized that your loneliness is not a flaw. It is a compass. It is pointing you toward the kind of connection you were always meant to have, toward the people who meet you with gentleness, toward those who hear the emotion behind your words, toward the ones who understand your pauses, your hesitations, your silences. Those people exist, and when they enter your life, you will feel something soften, a quiet recognition, a subtle ease, a sense of being seen without needing to explain anything. Because connection, for someone like you, is not about many. It is about depth. It is about presence. It is about truth. And loneliness has been preparing you for that. It has been shaping you, strengthening you, teaching you the difference between company and connection. It has taught you how to love without losing yourself, how to care without collapsing, how to give without being emptied, how to choose people who choose you back. You deserve people who understand you without needing translation, people who value you without conditions, people who meet your depth without fear. You deserve connection that does not require shrinking. You deserve presence that does not demand pretending. You deserve love that does not feel like longing. The world may not always recognize the softness in you, the sensitivity in you, the intuition in you. But none of that means your heart is wrong. It simply means you have not yet found the spaces your heart was built for. One day, your depth will be your strength. Your sensitivity will be your superpower. Your emotional clarity will be the reason someone chooses you and never lets go. People like you are rare, not because you are strange, but because you are honest in a world that hides, gentle in a world that rushes, aware in a world that avoids awareness. And yes, being rare can feel like being alone, but rare is also precious. Rare is powerful. Rare is irreplaceable. You do not need to change to fit the world. The right people will rise to meet the depth you already hold. Until then, breathe, rest, stay gentle, stay open. And remember, your loneliness is not the absence of love. It is the presence of depth. You are not alone in feeling alone. Someone, somewhere, listening to the same feeling, understands you completely.